I love Stephen Sondheim, and I love his musicals. So I'm super familiar with his whole body of work, and he has this show called Follies that he wrote that I've always really liked, but never really thought would work in a high school setting. But I always thought about, like, is there a way to get like more mature performers to come in and play those roles? And so we thought of some other, over the many years, we thought of lots of options. But anyway, so this year, when we found out that the last show in the auditorium was going to be the May Productions Company show, I thought through this idea, because Follies, it's set in 1971 at a reunion for a bunch of performers who used to perform in the Follies in this giant Broadway theater. And they have this reunion for anyone who performed in that theater right before they tear it down. Because they're about to tear down this Broadway theater and turn it into like a parking lot. And then these performers arrive there and encounter their younger selves and deal with, they all have different issues and different things that they're carrying from their younger selves that they haven't dealt with, things they have to unpack in different ways. And that's the show. And so since after 65 years, next month they will be tearing down this auditorium. And since I've always had such respect for Stephen Sondheim and Follies, it all made sense. I'd started to put together in my head the idea for a show that we could have the productions company who's performing, they always perform a show in May, play the ghosts of the younger selves, and then hold an audition and invite alumni back and have a reunion on the stage that they used to perform in, and play the more mature roles while the current productions company plays the younger roles. And I didn't know if that was going to work or not. I still don't know if that's going to work or not. So we will see.
It's interesting, like, seeing like all the people that I knew from high school, like working on the show and getting to do stuff with them again, but also getting to do stuff with my dad and my uncles and like all the other alumni, and seeing the history of just all coming together and seeing the two worlds collide.
It's a real highlight in Andrew's life to be able to perform with his uncles, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's cool.
He's dreamed of this day for years.
Hey, I've performed with you guys before.
That
it's
is
not
true.
a new thing.
That is true.
But it's cool that none of us got to be in high school together. Like, we didn't
Right.
overlap at all. So it's been awesome to be here doing a show together. Like, that's one of the main reasons I think we auditioned, was just for that opportunity.
And then when I walked into the theater room for the first time in 21 years, I never had felt so nervous. And I think what it was for me is returning to my former self, and a lot of the things that maybe had been unresolved, or my insecurities about myself, or those types of things maybe rose to the surface. A lot of times we we kind of just move on with our life. We don't always fully process and get closure on everything. You never do, right? So what a unique experience to be able to come here and revisit some of those things that maybe haven't been processed.
I've been involved for 36, 37 years of the last 45 years. This show is a real mirror to me of what's happening and what's happened at this school with the performing arts. And so it's just a huge way for me to feel like I'm honoring the legacy that's been here of the performing arts here at Hillcrest, and to honor that space of the auditorium before it's torn down for the legacy that has been there is such an honor.
It's really neat watching the alumni interact with the current students, and as they try to put together the script that Stephen Sondheim and James Goldman wrote, and deal with that and the consequences of that and the implications of that in their own lives, these alumni, as the kids are seeing it from the other end and seeing themselves in the alumni, like their future selves, and the alumni are seeing their past selves in the kids. It seems to be the perfect actual setup for this musical. I don't know where else you would ever see this musical done in such a perfect way as this. So fingers crossed, we'll see if this works.